Hey, free to play gang! Welcome back to another video. So for today's video, we are going to take a look at something a little bit more close to home, and it's something that I talked about a lot as well, which is how do you get Suhua? But the thing is, getting her alone is not enough. I feel like you may need to know a little bit more about the mechanics of how you can even summon her in the first place, or by summoning her, I mean activating her Ripple Dimension. Now you should understand that Suhua is not an Esper that you can summon through the Echo, so she's only an Esper that you can specifically obtain via Ripple Dimensions. And what Ripple Dimensions are is, for example, if you go to the chat, sometimes you'll see that some Ripple Dimension has opened. So for example, this is David, and there is, I believe, another one over here, Tang Yun, and that's about it, right? So Ripple Dimensions are pretty rare to spawn in the first place, let alone specifically Suhua. So there are many different Espers that you can find from the Ripple Dimensions. So some of these options include Anki-Chai, Suhua, Leon, Berenice, David, Freddy, Tang Yun, Hall, Zelma, Liao, Changpu, and Bardon. And of course, there is also going to be Dahlia as part of the Ripple Dimensions. She is only the sole 4-star over there. So as you can see, due to the spread of Espers that you can potentially find from activating a Ripple Dimension, it is going to be so hard for you to even isolate Suhua alone. So you shouldn't be thinking that you can use your Nexus Crystals to summon for her. That is not going to be the case. So let's take a look at some of the ways that we can activate a Ripple Dimension and then hopefully randomly luck out on getting a Suhua along the way. The first way is for you to activate it. And how can you activate it? You can go to either Sonic Miracles or Ritual Miracles, and you can just do some runs, and I believe that the rates are the same no matter what the difficulty that you participate in. I cannot confirm this yet, but I believe that it should be the same. And from my experience doing a ton of Ritual Miracles and just clearing all my daily stamina refills every single day, I believe that the rate of you spawning a Ripple Dimension is somewhere around 0.5% to 1%. It is extremely unlikely that you're going to get a Ripple Dimension unless you refill a lot every single day. So obviously this is just based on my own personal feelings of like how many Ripple Dimensions I can activate in a day, which is like either one or sometimes even none. So that is the first way that you can spawn Ripple Dimensions. And then the second way that you can obtain Ripple Dimensions is, well, obviously from the chat itself, but the third way and most important way is through your clubs or your friends list. So the players in your club or your friends list would be able to spawn Ripple Dimensions as well because they are participating in certain trials. And when that happens, what you will notice is that if you go onto your trials and you go onto your Ripple Dimension, and I don't have any right now, but they will show up here first before even going public. So the thing is, Ripple Dimensions last for 60 minutes. However, for the first 15 minutes that someone actually unlocks it, he will release this Ripple Dimension to all of his friends and all of his clubmates before it is publicly announced. So what you notice is that most of the Ripple Dimensions here that you see, they usually have like a timer of around 45 minutes. So let's say Leon over here. See, the timer over here is 43 minutes. That's because about 2 minutes ago, that's when he was revealed to the public. Now, before we get on with the rest of the video, if you find that this will be helpful for you, consider subscribing, as subscribing is free and you can always change your mind. And if not for me, then hopefully for this cat. And the way that you can summon Suhua when you, like, let's say you successfully obtain one of her Ripple Dimensions, or rather you successfully enter one of her Ripple Dimensions, you need to participate in it. And as you can see over here, there is a rewards 0 out of 5. So basically, you have 5 entry counts over here, and you can participate in this 5 times. And each time will grant you 1 piece of this shard. And as you can see, I already have 1 piece of it. So in total, you need 30 shards. So let's take a look at that. So over at the Echo, go onto your record stand over here, and you can see all the shards that you have. Of course, this is not the only way for you to see your shards, but I'd like you to see that you need to collect up to 30 in order to summon Suhua. So as you can see here, collected Esper Ripples, 1 out of 30. So that means you need to do about 6 Ripples just to summon for Suhua. And it can get very difficult, especially if you are chasing Suhua along with the thousands of other people chasing Suhua on the chat. And the difficulty here is because there is a cap of just 20 people per Ripple Dimension and 30 people per Dahlia Ripple. So it's usually very competitive and very hard to participate in. And if you're wondering who this is, this was the previous 4-star Ripple. This is not actually like a rotational basis. I think they wanted to improve the balancing issue by removing her back then, because back then she was kind of busted. But that's for a different topic. So that's why sometimes you hear people saying like Suhua Ripple dropping in like 4 minutes, 7 minutes, all that kind of stuff. That's how they can plan when her Ripple is going to appear in the public chat. So they already have added the person as like a friend, or like they're part of the same club, and that's how they know these information. So okay, so Aki-Chai just appeared here, right? that should be about 45 minutes left, and there you go, so that's about 45 minutes. So I think one strategy, which is actually a tangible strategy for you to obtain more Suhua ripples, is to just have a lot of people on your friends list and in a club that is extremely active. And all these players should focus on doing trials. So the thing is, the more people that you know who are doing trials, the more likely you are to be able to obtain a ripple dimension. And given that your club has a maximum capacity of, I believe, 30, and your friends list has a maximum capacity of 50, all in all, there are 80 players who could potentially be doing trials, and therefore the probability of you actually obtaining a Suhua ripple from one of your friends is going to be extremely high. But of course, no one in this world has 80 friends. I mean, I certainly don't even have one friend. So the best thing that you can do for yourself is to probably find people who play within the same time zone, who are active around the same period as you are as well, so that when they do find a ripple dimension, and hopefully it's something that you need, like for example Suhua, it will appear here as ripple dimension something was revealed by your friend. And if it says your friend, when you click on it, it will reflect that there is still 60 minutes left. So I think that's about it. That's all that I can talk about this video. There is really nothing more to it, so just don't use your Nexus Crystal summoning for her thinking that you're going to get her through the Echo. That's not going to happen. She's only purely from Ripple Dimensions. And the same goes for Dahlia as well. If you really want to obtain a Dahlia, she is only accessible through the Ripple Dimensions. Don't even try to summon for her. Don't waste your currency that way. But since you stayed on till the end, here is a secret gift code for you. Type TGT YouTube. And you should get a bunch of stuff. Okay, so that's it for this video, guys. I hope it was informative for you. I hope you guys learned a little bit more about the mechanics of Ripple Dimensions and just very fluffy statistics. And yeah, it's not confirmed on the rates, but it's just about there. That's what I feel. But if you have more questions, leave it down in the comment section below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Anyway, this has been Free to Play, by the way, and as always, I will see you in the next video.